I was given the task to bring attention to organizations and inform them on a problem that is mass spread across America. The problem is a scarcity of quality affordable housing around the country. Affordable housing, according to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, is the assistance for families that pay more than 30% of their total income on their housing. With the burden of burning their paycheck on housing, these families have difficulty paying for their necessities such as food, clothing, transportation, and medical care. An estimated 12 million households pay more than 50% annual income on housing. If a family has one full-time worker who earns minimum wage, then they cannot afford the local fair market rent for a two-bedroom apartment anywhere in the United States. Millions of people are going to bed hungry and exhausted because they are working themselves to death to just pay for the rent. They are suffering due to their struggle with affordable housing developments. There is such a great need for housing in the United States, and the process for applying for the government housing is inefficient. Many government housing developments in larger cities are uninhabitable and in dangerous neighborhoods that put children at risk. These people need a more efficient way of getting help and better developments. The government can step up to the challenge of the problem by amending their application process for government housing. At the moment, the process isn't very efficient, and people are suffering at its cost. The federal budget should also be altered. Congress should shave funding on certain programs that are pointless. For example, the continual funding towards building up the armed forces when we aren't even at war. Some more money could be filtered to address this problem. The developments in larger cities are more run down and need updating and remodeling. With good upkeep and the remodeling done and a better process, the government could provide assistance to millions of lives in hopes to get families out of above the poverty line and off the streets. Government isn't the only way that people can be provided assistance with housing. There are many existing private developers that have assisted housing programs, as well as Habitat for Humanity. Habitat is an organization that builds homes to help those who need a form of housing. Some say private developments actually are better places to live than government housing. With private developments, the developers care more about the presentation and the upkeep of their apartments. They do this because they're spending their own money, so they put more care into their whenever their job and their money is on the line. In Owensboro, an organization called Habitat for Humanity has stepped up to the problem and is going forward headstrong. Their mission is to eliminate the need for housing. Ms. Braswell, what is Habitat's mission?
Well, the mission is a big one. It is to eliminate poverty housing worldwide. And we're starting here in Owensboro, and there are places all over the world also with Habitat affiliates working to make lives better for people.
Habitat for Humanity in Owensboro has built over 117 homes alone. I'm asking if you would like to help be a part of this life-changing organization. The ultimate idea that I have come up with involves all of your clubs coming together and helping volunteer at one site. Ms. Braswell can settle a date with the chairs of the clubs, and we can raise awareness to people for donations by the use of flyers and the newspaper. If all the clubs came together to volunteer for a couple weekends out of a month, then this generous donation of its own is a big help. The more people that help, the quicker a family in need of a place to call home is helped. I have been on 5 mission trips around the country. 3 of them dealt with building a home for someone in need through an organization. One of the locations was in the Ninth Ward in New Orleans. I have also helped my church build a Habitat house for a family. The feeling I got from helping someone in need is a sense of satisfaction that is remarkably fulfilling. Some of you most likely know of the feeling I am referring to. I encourage you to show up at least one weekend and just work hard for that family, or put in some good quality service hours to go to your club for your scholarship.
Us to rise and carry hope and let love shine.
Well, we're putting on the siding.
Habitat is getting these families off the street and into homes where they can better their lives and one day be able to be self-sustainable. I strongly encourage you to join to, if anything else, feel the satisfaction for helping someone in great need. It's time for our teenagers to put down their phones, grab a rake or a hammer, and help someone out by getting down to business.